gonna quit Valorant, that I'm going back to CS.
Since its inception, Valorant has seen a lot of new players move over from Counter-Strike. Some came because opportunities had dried up, others came because they wanted a new challenge. But for Team Liquid star Jamppi, the decision to move to Valorant didn't really come out of choice. It came out of necessity. From CSGO to Valorant and almost back to CSGO again, this is the story of Jamppi. Jamppi was born in a family of gamers, and he was big on ice hockey before he picked up the keyboard and mouse.
I used to play like games as Guitar Hero and NHL and those kind of games. On PC, I started to play, I got my first laptop in 2014, and then I started playing like a little bit of CSGO.
Jamppi started grinding the game, taking part in local LANs and online tournaments. And it was while competing for Finnish team SJ Gaming in 2019 that he was making a name for himself.
In a 2-on-2 situation. Oh, he shot his teammate through the head, and Alu finishes him off. But Jamppi finally gets that kill. He has no idea where he is. He's actually jumping around. And it's paying off now. SKTRN finds that kill onto Sam. Jamppi on the site. 10 seconds left. Gets one, gets two. That's Alu dropping as well. Jamppi, can he do it? Yes, he can!
Later that year, Jamppi got an offer that would change everything. As Dota 2 Giants OG announced they were entering CSGO, with star Finnish IGL Aleksib selecting Jamppi for the squad. But there was a spanner in the works, as a banned CSGO account had been traced back to him. Since the account was in his name, he was banned from competing in Valve-sponsored tournaments, and by extension forbidden from taking part in any CSGO major. This was enough for OG to drop their interest.
I think when I couldn't join the OG, I wouldn't say I got depressed, because I think that's such a like serious thing to talk about, but I was of course super sad like for a few months, like I couldn't play in practice in my old team, and then actually they made the right decision to bench me, and I think I didn't touch a computer or CSGO for like exactly 1 month, and I was like in terms of almost giving up, but I have to give huge thanks to my dad who pursued me, and I think he was a huge motivation for me.
Jamppi took Valve to court over their ruling, but he was still one of CSGO's hottest prospects at the time. And it wasn't long before Jamppi got another big offer, this time from Finnish juggernaut TenZ, who took him on believing that the ban would be overturned. With the VAC ban looming over him, his performances were inconsistent, but his talent occasionally shone through.
Jamppi sees the barrel. Because Electronics has Jamppi's attention to try and hold, but they both fall. So that kind of puts things into question. Jamppi, nice two-piece. This could give him a frag versus Simple, and he's gonna nail that one too. Jamppi ace to close. He sticks the landing.
Like the whole time in ends, it was not maybe like super successful for me personally, but I think I learned just super a lot, like how to play as a team, how to compete in the top level, and how to do like a stuff when you have to be one of the best teams in the world. And I think as the whole 8 months I played in ENCE, I think it was super much like a learning process for me.
At the start of 2021, with ENCE looking ahead to future majors, Jamppi was benched. And as a last resort, he had to look outside of CSGO entirely.
First of all, I got benched in ENCE. Many of you knew that already, but you know, these kind of things happens all the time in esports. Nothing I can basically do about it. And as for the future, I will be switching to Valorant. I think it was end of 2020, Sliggy asked me if I want to join Liquid or like do I have any interest of Valorant, and I said like no thanks, that I'm still focusing on CS and I haven't even played a single game. And then it was funny. I think I said to Sliggy that if I change my mind I will message him, and then it was like 3 weeks after the message I messaged him back. And I think that was just the thing, that they wanted the Jet player with AWP, and of course I was like a year behind with experience, and the first practice days or weeks were like super awful for me. I think there was like an icebox brack and I just got like owned every round because I had no idea what's going on, and I think I was like 0-11 at one point. I think it's just a learning process for me, like the first 6 months of getting to know the game.
Jamppi was given a baptism of fire as Liquid failed to qualify for Masters 1. But by stage 2, Jamppi was settling in and starting to showcase what he could do.
Oh my god, is this just gonna be a rumble in sewer? Look at this, they're all body hopping up. Jamppi hits a reload.
But just as Jamppi was settling into Valorant, there was another twist to the tale. On April 15th, 2021, Valve changed the rules on VAC bans, meaning if Jamppi returned to CSGO, he would finally be able to play at majors. CSGO teams were making offers, and Jamppi had a decision to make.
I think when I got the news, my phone started like ringing because everyone's of course tagging me on Twitter that hey, you got unbanned. And yeah, I think I got like a few team offers, and actually I'm not sure how many knows that, but I basically said already to Liquid or my coaches Ligian that I'm gonna quit Valorant, that I'm going back to CS. After like a few days of that, I think I started talking to my family and friends like what should I do, and started thinking about it more, and then I just made the decision that I don't think CS is gonna change that much in the future. If I want to go ever back to CS, I can go there, but I think Valorant is gonna change so much, so I think it was a good change for me.
And Jamppi had to turn his focus immediately back to Valorant, as Liquid were knee-deep in qualification for the first ever Valorant LAN, Masters Reykjavik. And Jamppi turned it on.
When it comes to these after-plant scenarios, it can be tough to hold on, and no scope from Jamppi. Got the signal from both! The Finn is just going flashy at this stage.
Leaving Jamppi very, very isolated. Link's a mile away, but they don't check on him. No way! Jamppi!
Going to the playoffs, I already made the decision that I'm gonna stay with Valorant. It didn't matter like if we qualified or not. I was just like fully committed. I think that was one of the reasons also why we qualified to Iceland, because I had like full commitment to this team.
But Reykjavik was a mixed bag for Liquid, as they placed top 4 after a crushing loss to EU rivals Fnatic.
I think it was more of an experience thing, at least in my point of view. I think Scream was the only one who ever was playing in like big stages. I think I only played like online tournaments that was that big, and I think it's just like I still feel like I was super new to the game at that point, but of course you cannot blame on me.
For stage 3, Jamppi picked up a new role, becoming the IGL of Liquid.
I have never actually had any shot calling like experience from example CS or before, so it was a completely new thing for me.
IGLing in a second language would be tough for anyone, but surrounded by British players, Jamppi had the best teachers around.
Of course, they have taught me like Wagwanji and some stupid stuff I don't really know myself, but yeah, I like to have fun, and I'll sometimes ask them like if there's anything new or funny, I should say.
Liquid made it all the way to playoffs once again, and were one map away from reaching their second consecutive LAN, but they completely dropped the ball.
Jamppi's up, not ideal for this situation. Gambit might just have it under their belt at long last. A few of these players low, but we've seen clutches again and again. This time, Nat side swipes and leaves Jamppi alone. Gambit are going to Masters.
Had my worst game I would say ever had in my life. I think it was just probably nerves, and everything was just not going well with me, and I started probably overthinking stuff. I think we should have qualified to barely at that time. I think we lost. We had like 2 match points in the last map against Gambit. Sometimes it goes like that, you cannot win it all, but yeah, I think Gambit has like a really good individuals also. Like everyone is a really good player in their team.
While Gambit went on to win Masters and cement themselves as the best in the world, Liquid were undergoing a last-minute rebuild as Navira joined the team.
But what about when brothers become teammates?
At the end of the year, the first Valorant Champions came around, and Liquid and Jamppi had a big chance to get there. But they had to traverse the last chance qualifiers and would only qualify by winning the event. Jamppi would have to put his stage 3 struggles behind him.
And I love that Jamppi's just sat back here waiting, and they've almost been baited into this false sense of security. Jamppi!
If Jamppi can even buy enough time for this.
I mean, with shots like that, he might be able to do something, but you feel like you might have run out of your little bit of luck. Maybe not, Jamppi. What is that?
And it slipped the net in middle, but that's not gone your way. Instead, it's Jamppi with the spray. 3 in a heartbeat in an instant.
13's not looking so lucky anymore. Soul cast.
I think these games are just like full of confidence. I mean, I think it's in any sports, like confidence is probably the biggest thing, and I think we won the last chance to qualify. We didn't drop a series. At least everyone was trusting each other in the team, and we knew that we have the capability of being the best team in the world, and it was just like everyone was like super pumped that we can do this, and I think it was just going right. And I think personally for me, I think I had really good like past 3 months. I was playing a lot. I was seeing like the results that I have put the time in, and I think those kind of things really helped me also like perform better.
Liquid had qualified for Champions and were amongst the favorites to win the tournament. And Jamppi was playing arguably his best Valorant yet.
Now they can turn their attention to the site as Jamppi creeps his way forward. He's going to check that first 50, swings around, drops him. Link does the same. That was pretty clean, Riv. Yeah, that looked good.
Comes the Hunter's Fury. Let's try to remove these defensive players, but ShahZaM taking down two key players. But Jamppi swapping out for the Phantom. Dodges the flash. He's found it! He's found it! Jamppi with the ace!
But he's super impactful. He really is like, this guy's the real deal, you know what I mean? considering he maybe hasn't played as long as everyone else has played. So yeah, he's just got like a really like good understanding of the game. He sort of knows like how everything's meant to go down. He's got like a good vision. So yeah, I think he just really helps out in that sort of department.
In the semifinals, Liquid faced Acend, who had struggled in groups, but it just didn't go as planned.
The second as well, it's just Jamppi. He's the only one left. The defuse is coming in here. Keely's just sticking it right now. Can he get there in time? Jamppi, can he get there in time? Oh no! Oh no, Jamppi couldn't get there in time, and Ascend steal away the round. Could it be any worse for Liquid?
Oh no, Liquid, not like this. They are falling apart here, Dan.
Liquid, nothing is working for them. Nothing.
We're only 5 rounds in. How much can Liquid take?
We have Jamppi left in the 1 versus 2, and he's going to get slowed. They know precisely where Jamppi is as he goes for the defuse. The res comes in as well. Jamppi around the corner, finds one, cNed down. He has to tap it. They can play the time here. Yampi's in such a bad position. What can he do? He's forced to have to just hold. They're going to swing him, and they're going to find themselves now in the grand finals. Liquid have been dominated by Ascend.
It's of course super sad, but I think we still had a great run. We had like a roster change only a few months before the tournament also, so maybe different kind of preparation could have helped a little bit more.
In 2022, Liquid and Jamppi just have one goal.
I think the main goal is to win Champions. I don't really care about other tournaments than winning Champions. Of course, if you win Masters, it's super good, but Champions is the #1 tournament in the world.